Welcome back to Motivational Sidelines. Today we're going to talk about first generation college student success. Stay tuned. All right. I wanted to first talk about how it was for me in high school. I was always a honor student. I had a 3.8 GPA, top 10% of my class, but I just was not prepared to take the SAT. My high school started SAT preparations in the 11th grade. A lot of my peers in different school districts started taking their exams for or test preparation for the SAT around eighth and ninth grade. Um, this hindered me a whole lot in getting prepared for the SAT and going on to college. So after I graduated, like I stated, I graduated with honors, 3.8, top 10%, all of the above, but I was not ready for college. Um, I had to go to a 2-year school, which is a community based school. I had to take the compass and I had to take some remedial courses. And once I exited out of those remedial courses, I was able to go into regular, normal college courses. It can kind of mess with your academic confidence a little bit, but I got through it and it's okay. I went on to graduate from there with my associates from that school. At the time, I was pregnant with my son, and that summer that I was supposed to go on to the 4-year school for my bachelor's, I was determined not to be behind. So I took 5 classes and the exam you have to take, and it was stressful. I cried the whole way through, but I made it through. At that point in time, I think my baby was 6 weeks old. Um, I moved out and got a 1 bedroom apartment and my son, and I was able to go head on to get my bachelor's at that point in time. Um, and I just tell you a little bit about how I did it with my son. I worked, in the mornings. I got up at 6, dropped him off at my nana's, and then I would head on to work. Work part time on campus. I would go to my classes. Pretty much it was Monday through Thursday, 2 classes a day. I would leave those classes, go to the library for an hour or two, come home, get my son, and I would have hair clients lined up to do their hair and makeup, and that was my little side hustle at the time. Sometimes certain semesters I would take online classes that would help some, and that's how I did it. Now, as far as in how I actually was able to make it through with my bachelor's, I had joined a program called Student Support Services. It's a program geared towards first generation college students, and it pretty much helps with anything that may come up that may hinder you in graduating. So I needed a TI 83 calculator at the time. They had a loan process for that. They had grant money set up for any money that financial aid wasn't able to give you. They gave it to you. Excuse me. We had different cultural events that we took part in, that exposed us to different things that was free. We went out of the country. It was just a great program. It was something like Upward Bound, for high school students, and I was in that as well. um I also wanted to talk about a few pointers that I realized was a big help while I was getting my bachelor's, and I moved on to get my master's with these same strategies in mind. The first strategy I had was to stay in good terms with financial aid, okay? Do not go in there cussing them out, fussing, and carrying on about your FAFSA, your financial aid. If you get it done in time, get it submitted, you'll have your aid. But also, a lot of times the financial aid officers will look out for you and give you money or scholarships, or let you know about. They won't give you scholarships; you have to apply for those, but they'll if you qualify for grants, or if they think you qualify for scholarships, they will let you know, and that's more money in your pocket that can help you get through school. And it's just easier because that's the backbone of finishing school, the financial aid aspect of it, and you need money to get through school. The other point that I thought about also was eliminating distractions, whether it be Facebook, people, yourself, quieting that mind chatter, the negativity, the negative talk, just to clear out some of those distractions so you can focus because it's already intense. It's a lot of work you have to do, and anything that's unnecessary, just get it out the way. The other thing is the professor office times, the times that they have set up, go and talk to them one on one. They really would love to hear from you. They would love to hear how you think about things versus the class discussions are good, but they also want to see where you are one on one. And that's a real big help in your success in the class because sometimes you may go and visit the academic student center of success and talk to a tutor, and you may think that the tutor knows what they're talking about. You get to class and you let the professor read over the paper, and it's wrong because it's their world, their rules, and it's best to talk to them. The tutors are students just like you. Also read the syllabus. Having such a busy life as I had with my kids and things, and having my hair clients, on the side, I had to really keep things in order and know what was going on and what was coming up next. And that syllabus kept me in line and let me know what days we had off, what was due, when it was due, and also reading you know, reading before the class the next day. Sometimes I know things come up, you can't help it, but a lot of times it saves the drama of looking crazy the next day in class when discussion is going on. Everybody else knows what's going on except you. And you may not think people notice, but people pay attention and they notice. And some professors grade you on class participation and making statements that make sense as far as in what you've read, what we're discussing, the text that they're going over for that day. The other thing that I wanted to bring up is just making sure that you find people that are like-minded, such as you. I mean, yes, you're in college and you're supposed to mingle with different people, different nationalities, different, way of thinking. But this is the place where you network. You're networking for your future after college starts in the classroom when you're getting your bachelor's or your master's. These people that you're talking to on a day-to-day basis are the ones that are going to help you in the long run when it comes to job hunting and recommendations, referrals, and they're like-minded like you in a way, not so much as I don't want you to be closed-minded. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like-minded like you as far as in being go-getters, determined, persistent. They want more than what's in their face, the average mundane day-to-day thing. They want more than that. And so you get with like-minded people like that, and you all got the same goal in mind of progressing and making a better life for yourself and for your future, then those are bonds that you're making that will last a lifetime. I have bonds with people that are either teachers I've had, professors, classmates, and they're still my close friends now. I still network with them about different things that may come up, jobs, recommendations, and it's very helpful. The other thing that is just so key to college success as a first time, college student, is getting to know the person to your left and to your right. Don't, just be in your one little bubble and you come to class, you leave, come to class, you leave. If you don't get anybody's number but one person and their email address, that's good, because sometimes things come up. You might get sick, you might miss a day, you might need to miss that class to prepare for another class because undergrad, my first major paper was about 15 pages, and that was like my senior year, and that was kicking my behind. But then when you get in grad school, it's like a 15-page paper due like every 4 or 5 weeks, like a 15-20 page paper, or you have like a book to read that needs to be done. The complete book needs to be done within 2-3 days. because even though you may have one class a week, that discussion is still going on online. You're still getting graded. It's just different, strokes, for each professor. And it just picks up pace when you get in grad school. So, practice, being on your A game during undergrad so that you won't feel so left behind and so out of the loop once you get into grad school. If that's something you plan to do or that you want to do. But, sometimes for some people, writing is not a big deal. But, this is not just your average 15-20 page paper. It has a lot. For each 15-20 page paper, you have to read at least 15 to 20 sources. And I'm talking about books, textbooks that need to be read, and you have to be prepared. So getting to know the person next to you is great. Get their email address, their numbers, and build a connection, because sometimes it can lead to a study group that can come in handy later on during the final exams. It could be your network in the future for a potential job. You just never know. So, don't be in your bubble. This has been helpful because I didn't have anybody really to guide me through the process. I was a first generation college student. My grandmother was very supportive when it came to, needing time to study or when I had to work with my babies, she still could only go but so far, because I needed that insight academically in how to handle things that came up and different situations I found myself in. And that's where student support services came in. That's where different teachers that I kept in contact with from high school, even throughout my college years, came into play. Going to the office during office hours, talking to the professors one-on-one, getting to know my classmates and talking to them, because sometimes they were able to explain things in a way that I had never thought of that could help me understand the text that we're reading. And so it was an enjoyable experience. I enjoyed it. And, later on down the line, I got married. My husband was very supportive and helpful with my master's, and I love him for that. So I feel like as long as you got a good support system, you do all the things I suggested, you should be fine. And I wish much, 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 much success in whoever is trying to get your master's or get your bachelor's or your associate's, any type of educational endeavor that you're trying to pursue. It is a beautiful thing. And I think everyone should try and, you know, do it if they can. I understand college isn't for everybody, but I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I enjoyed it. I loved it. So this has been helpful. I hope that it has. And I look forward to seeing you soon. I love you guys, and I wish you much, 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 much success. So this has been another episode of Motivational Sidelines. Comment below. Like, subscribe, ask me any questions that you may feel I didn't touch on during this video, and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. Have a great day. Bye.